Hello there, it's Daniel here, and on behalf of Magella and myself, we want just to send best wishes to you all gathered there this evening, and we apologise that we're not able to be with you in person. Also, congratulations, Michael, to you on the launch of this, your second book of beautiful pictures and poetry. Now, when Michael asked me if I would contribute with a poem, I really didn't know if I'd be able to do anything, and I left it a while, and one night as I was falling asleep, these words came into my head. Now, I'm not a poet, so if any poets are gathered, don't be too critical on what you hear, but these words are special to me. I'm going to put on the glasses because even though I wrote it, I might not just remember it all off the top of my head. My slumbering dream. Last night, as I lay in my slumber, glenties so clear I could see. I travelled from Moss to Weebarra, you know, where the bends used to be. I went over the bridge into Letcher, past Macready's and up to the hall. I stood and remembered the pioneer dances, sure most weren't pioneers at all. Mary and Nan Connahan made the supper, apple tart, scone bread and strong tea. We'd dance till it was near morning, sure there was nowhere that we'd rather be. I then went off down the new road. There's a cycle track there now, don't you know? Sure it's nearly as big as the old road, and it runs all the way to Dunlow. I turned left at the bridge by the lakeside and went in Chapel Road to the town. I stood outside Patrick Johnny Sally's, then I walked the main street up and down. I remembered so many old faces, Maggie Biddy, Big Dim and Heel Ball. On festival days, oh, my memory strayed to the floats full of Marys, Michael Hanlon selling tickets. 'Twas a feat to get past him at all. I went up the fair hill, down through Sheskinarone, and up the Cran Bray I did go. I stood at the top of Mean Bannet and looked out to Owie and Arranmore. I then went past Paddy Neely's, down to Winnie's at the Cagey crossroads. I looked to the pitch and remember the cheering when the Rovers they scored a goal. Down through Lochandhu to the glen I did go. Many's the time when the clock wouldn't wind, we were sent there to give it to Joe. I went up past the Viking and glanced over at Critch. I could hear Danny Doherty singing away as he walked up to tend to the pump. Then down past the school and up the big Spinks. I was nearly home at last. I stood at the masters and remembered them all. The Logues, the Haleys, Bridget Kett and James Pat. I could see Michael Sharkey coming up from the Strand and Sarah Shan coming past Mrs. Jim's. I remembered on pension day when Fanny Julia would meet up with Budge. Oh, the fun it was great. And Dolty would come with stories galore. Ah, Lord, those were the days. I went up the Smith's Brae, past Annie McGarvey's. My journey was now at an end. My mother was waiting, as she always did. Thank God for my slumbering dream.